This is just going to be a short video, a little bit on the shop updates, a little bit more about myself, and the next video I do after this will be making a MT3 to annular cutter adapter, and we'll do that with my taper attachment on the LeBlanc lathe, and of course the mill and stuff too. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a little more information, excuse me here, a little more information about myself and kind of where I came from and stuff. I was born in New York, in Catskill, I believe. We lived in Coxsackie area. I was about 5.5 years old when the whole family picked up from there. We got bought out by the Thruway because they wanted to build a new road there, and we moved out here to Washington State, and I was about 5.5 years old. We traveled all the way across country with a lot of our goods and stuff, and all the whole family. We lived here since then. I was self-employed most of the time. Graduated from high school, got drafted on the lotto system at that time in 1960, no, it was the first part of 1970. I went to basic up at Fort Lewis. I wound up in Kansas with the 1st Division for about 11 months. Traveled on Reforger over to Germany for a month and partied and had a really good time over there. But anyway, when I got back from there, they grabbed me and sent me to Nam with the 101st Division. I was there for about 11 months. I got to go to Australia and spend a week there. And I came back in pretty good shape from that. And then we still had our mill running. We had a sawmill business at the time, the family did. Sawed a lot of cedar. And a few years, then we finally got out of it. None of the older brothers, my dad and stuff, wanted to work anymore. So then I worked for several different places. I drove truck and hauled beer out of the Olympia Brewery, which at that time turned into Ham's Brewery. And then I run the planer over at a mill for about a year, a little bit more, and fed the planer and took care of that. And then I worked for a dismantling company for maybe 2 years, maybe a little less. I ran a crane truck and went around. We took mill supplies out, different mills, plywood, sawmills, lumber, and I run the crane and did a lot of dismantling, a lot of torch work. I'd burn up sometimes 2 bottles of oxygen, a bottle of acetylene in one day easily. That was fun for a few years, and then my uncle and my brother started our repair business. Then I joined them at that time, and we've been working ever since then. I've retired now from there, but I built a lot of tools. I like building tools. I built a cutoff saw that goes under a truck when it's up on blocks 6 inches off the floor to cut end bushings out of Hendrickson suspensions. And we've had people from 3 states, maybe 4 even, that showed up here for us to do it because our price was good and was fast. When my cousin was still working and me, we could do it in less than 2 hours and have it out the door, which a lot of places would take days and days to do the same job. But anyway, I built that cutoff and had a patent lawsuit against me from some idiot up north that his was a cumbersome piece of junk and mine was real simple, mechanical, and it worked fast. And then worked there for, up till a few years ago, retired, and now I'm just bought the machinery here in the machine shop to have a lathe and a mill and make some tools and some projects on YouTube, have fun, and I'm hoping you enjoy some of them. But I'm going to show you a few pictures in here now of things that I have hanging on the wall. Maybe you've seen them partially in video before, but it's some metal art, and I'll give you a few pictures of our fishing trips and the boat and a few other things. So I'll take this off the tripod here and we'll get started on the walk around video. Alright, first of all, I found these hooks right here up at Ace Hardware, and they work good. They have a thread on the end, which is wood thread, and I hung these, or threaded these to my door of my one cabinet to hang my hammers up, because I was getting too many hammers on the work table here, not enough room, so I'm trying to clean some of that table off. These work really nicely. You can put, you know, whatever will fit in between the two legs over there, and you can hang stuff from them. They really work good. Okay, on this metal art, I don't know if you can see this real good. Let's see. This one up here is a Dungeness crab. By far the best crab to eat there is in the world, I think. Anyway, my son used to catch a lot of them out of here in the bay, and he had 8 and 9 inches a lot of times, and one of those would really fill you up. So that was a metal art that I bought from Westport, Washington, and this is one of them. And then we go over here, and I have a tuna. It is an albacore tuna, and we caught a lot of those. One day, me, my son, and one other guy caught around 18, I think it was around 18 of them, right around 20 pounds a piece, and brought them in. We always canned our own stuff up, and it was excellent tuna, the best you could possibly have. I got one more down here. This one is a king salmon. This guy did really beautiful work. See if I can get a little closer here. You can see that. Get it up here. Yeah, that's really nice. Too bad I couldn't get real good close-ups on that, but that one's excellent. He did a really nice job of making these. Okay, now we'll start over here with this one picture. Hopefully it's bright enough you can see it. This is me and my son, one of our first halibut trips, and I caught this fish. We were pretty much done. We were trying to catch some lingcod out of the rock piles about 8 miles out of La Push, Washington, and I wound up hooking. I thought I was stuck in the rocks, but I wound up hooking this halibut here. It's about right around 100 pounds, but we should have had the white side out. That's where you should hold them, but that was some of our first ordeals of fishing and catching some halibut. And this one, I mean, it was a big fish. It took a while to get that thing up out of the water. All right, I got a few more pictures down this way I'll show you. I don't know if my boat will show up. I don't have any light up here. Hold this up close. This is my Sea Swirl striper. It was a 24-footer with a inboard 5.3 in it, and we went out a lot of times. That's right there. We're coming back in the harbor at Westport, Washington, after a day of fishing. And you see this other bottom one here. This is some more halibut we caught one day. I'm not sure exactly when that was, but here's our good day. Gotta just get this turned around here. Here's a good day of fishing. We went out, it wasn't too far. We always fished out in Nia Bay for halibut and cod, because at that time when we were fishing, we were able to keep 2 a day. And I'm getting some glare here. Let's tip this up a little bit more. Do something different here. I'll hold on to it. I'm trying to keep the glare away from it. Anyway, this was out there, but we found the Canadian charter boats, so we were staying behind them, dropping our lines and drifting along a little bit, and we caught these in a matter of maybe 3 hours or less. We only ran 2 poles because that's all you needed. Everybody was just taking turns. You could reel up a few of them and you're tired out, some of the big ones. I got the biggest one of the day. It was probably around 80, something like that. But we came back in with 10 halibut, and I think we had about 10 cod or so in a matter of maybe 3 hours, and we were done. Now that's some good fishing. We had a really good day. I had 3 other friends with me besides my son. So we had 5 on the boat, but we only fished 2 poles. That's all you needed at that time. And one of our tuna trips, got some glare here, I'll have to hold this too. This is one of our tuna trips we should have stayed in at the camp and not went out. That's coming back in. We were out probably, I don't know, 45 or 50 miles offshore and around 60 miles from the mouth of Grays Harbor. And it's picked up. It wasn't too bad getting out there. The wind started picking up. As you can see in this photo, you can see the, get back here a little bit. You can see the waves, the mist blowing up off the waves and stuff. It really was pretty bad. But we made it back in, had to dump all our ice. That cooler down there was full of ice, and we had, let's see, $100 worth of anchovy with us, and we dumped them out. Wanted to lighten the boat as much as possible so we can make it back in as fast as possible. But we'd made it in, okay, we should have just stayed at camp and drank beer or something that day. Anyway, that's a little bit more about me in the shop and some of these other pictures you might see during videos. Next video I do for a longer one will be the MT3 to annular cutter arbor, or not arbor, but adapter to use on the mill or on the lathe. I can use on the mill too. I have an adapter ready for that for R8 to annular cutters. But I've got it being a 2-incher, so I want to punch a bigger hole really clean and easy on the lathe to get started on boring a different size hole, bigger one. Then I can use that annular cutter, and they do a nice job of cutting. I've drilled some holes in that welding table, 1/2 inch, and the 1/2 inch rod fits in there snug. They just drill an accurate hole. They're one of the greater, best bit for drilling that you can have, but you don't have any length. The longest I've got so far right now is just a 2-inch. I don't know if they go much longer than that, but they are a good tool to have. Okay, we'll cut it off here, and I'll see you on the next one when I get started to do that MT3 to annular cutter adapter. All right, another thing I did, I just put this compressor in this spare room that's into the shop here. I needed something with a little more supply. This is about 1.5 horses only in a 27-gallon tank, so it does work pretty good. It pumps up to 200 psi, and then I'll show you what I've got out here. I've got a hose reel I put up. Anyway, this was from Harbor Freight, and so was this reel. But it works nice to be able to reel the hose up, because I was always tripping around on the thing and it was in the way all the time. Anyway, I put this hose reel up here and put this on the wall, and I run the hose and the compressor through the wall. Works pretty good. I got that Flexzilla hose on that. This works nice because it reels up and rolls up really nice all the time. It's not super heavy duty, thick hose, so it works really nice. Okay, this will be the end of this video.